What's happening, everybody? Welcome to another daily vlog, another day in our life. So this week is Baby Loss Awareness Week. So this vlog is going to be all about how we have managed to live over the past few years after losing our son Henry, and kind of my experiences, what we've been through, and how I personally have managed to cope with it. Okay, so just about to go out on a run. I can hear the dog crying because he knows that we're about to go out for a run. It's my first run since we got back from Cornwall at the end of the school holidays, and I twisted my ankle. So it's the first time I've been for a run since I've twisted my ankle. Feels pretty good. Just sort of done a little jogging around the living room to kind of see how it'll be. Obviously haven't gone for a run outside. Gonna attempt like between 2.5 and 5k, so we're gonna see how I'm feeling. If the ankle's feeling good, then we go for the full 5k, otherwise we'll just do 2.5. Obviously I'm also going to be doing it with a spaniel wrapped around my waist, so it's going to be interesting, but excited to get back to it because we're killing two birds with one stone. I'm going for a run, the dog gets a run, it's just everybody's happy. So today is World Mental Health Day, and you know, this morning we've been out, we've been to see Henry with the kids, taking the kids there, and that's kind of like our new normal now. And the reason that I wanted to talk about this today on World Mental Health Day is also because it's Baby Loss Week, Baby Loss Awareness Week. And I always think that's kind of fitting that that's actually fallen at this time of year, every year, and World Mental Health Day also falls at the same time, because obviously it's just a huge coincidence because those two topics go together now within our life, and mental health has been a huge part of our life that it never really was before, and that's from like me and from Katie, okay? And obviously going through what we went through, the reason I wanted to talk about this in this blog was because I wanted to talk about like my experience and what's massively helped me, and also how I feel now. And you know, it's been 2 years, next year it'll be like nearly 3 years. Within that time we've obviously had Maggie, who's, you know, 1.5 years, and for us that was like one of the ways of us helping cope with what had happened to us after losing Henry, was to go on and have another baby relatively soon, because that was the thing that we wanted. We wanted to give Arthur a younger brother or a younger sister. He was excited about it. Obviously it massively affected him as well, and I think all of us have changed. When you go through something like that, you change, okay? And including Arthur, it's changed him, it's changed me as a person, it's changed Katie as a person, it's changed our relationship. I don't know, some ways maybe for not so good, but also change. I feel like I've become a better person because of it. And I feel like we've become better parents because of it. Because you start to appreciate more after you've been through something like that. And that's the way I kind of look at things, and that's how, me personally, it's helped my mental health, is looking at it more as, you know, what can I appreciate in life after that experience, and learning to appreciate my kids more is one of the major things. And that's kind of what's helped me cope with losing Henry over those years, is kind of thinking about, you know, we need to appreciate life a lot more, and not take certain things for granted as much, like the kids, like the things that make us happy, making sure that we do things that make us happy regularly, not getting too overly stressed over things that are insignificant and don't really matter, and spending one of the huge things I think is trying to make sure that you're doing things that make you happy, and not worrying too much about what people think of you. And I think that, personally, I think that that's a huge factor in a lot of people's mental health problems, is worrying about what other people think of them a lot is one of the major issues I think a lot of people have. And I think for me it's like been important to us to make sure that we're focusing on the things that make us happy. We know where we want to be, we appreciate our children, we appreciate certain things in life, and we're not doing anything because we feel like we have to be accepted or to impress others. And I think that people get caught up in this problem with like trying to impress people. But what I wanted to talk about was how I've coped after losing Henry, and how we've managed to kind of get to where we are today. And I feel like today, you know, over 2 years later, every day that goes by, you get a little bit better at coping with it. Okay, so if there's anyone watching this now and you're grieving over something, or you've lost a child too, or you've had a stillbirth, you've been through the same experience as us, is that every single day that goes by where you get through that day, because I know there'll be a lot of people that will be struggling just to get through from day to day, and you have to look at it as a day-to-day thing. And with each day that goes by, things become a little bit easier. Living becomes a little bit easier. Getting on with your life becomes a little bit easier. And that's kind of what's happened over that period of time with Henry. Is at the beginning, when we first lost him, I even thought to myself, I don't even know how I'm going to go back to work. You know, as a career, I'm a personal trainer. I help people who don't feel great about themselves get fitter, healthier, lose weight so they can feel great about themselves. And my initial thing was, how am I supposed to go back to working with people if I don't even feel great about myself? Like, I'm feeling really down. And it took me a little while, you know, just getting back to work, getting back out there, to get back to a stage where I started to kind of enjoy my job again and be able to get back to doing normal everyday things. And it was just that thing of like taking it a day at a time and step by step, and before you know it, months have been by and you're managing to cope with things a little bit better. When we first lost Henry, exercise, for the first time in my life, exercise, I just didn't want to do it. I was not interested in it. You know, for years, exercise had always been something when I was stressed, when I was down, I could go to the gym and like I could come away from it and I'd feel a lot better. But all that would happen over that period of time is I would go to the gym, I would go to work out, and then I'd be alone with my thoughts, and that would be like the worst thing, because all I'd be doing is thinking about him, thinking about what we've been through, thinking about our future, thinking about how we're going to cope, all these different stresses and strains. But over time, I knew, and this is the important thing, I think we all have to realise, what are the things that make us feel good as a person and as an individual? What are the things that make you happy? And you need to realise what those things are. And I know that sort of exercising regularly makes me feel good. Okay, I know that getting out, walking daily, you know, now we've got the dog, so after we lost Henry, we went and got a dog so that there was something there for Arthur so that he would feel a bit better. After we didn't give him the brother that he was expecting. And going out on those daily dog walks, they make me feel better. Spending time with my family, that makes me feel better. Going out to eat, eating nice food, like having a laugh, enjoying ourselves, all of those things make me feel better. And I think as an individual, you need to realise what those things are and you need to prioritise them. Because ticking off those things over time, doing those things on a daily basis, weekly basis, are what make me feel good and keep me in a place where I feel like I can cope with everything. And I think it's important for someone, you know, who's gone through like what we've gone through, is you need to think, what are the things that make you feel good? Because it's very hard to get over something if you feel really crap about yourself as well. So after a while, I wasn't exercising, I was eating obviously like whatever, eating a lot of crap, not looking after myself. And then you start to feel a bit crappy about yourself, which then makes trying to deal with going through that situation even harder, because you're not in the best position to deal with a very hard situation within your life. So then I started to realise that getting back into exercise, all that kind of stuff again, was important for me moving forward for my mental health. But one of the main reasons I wanted to make this vlog and this episode on this, on World Mental Health Day and Baby Loss Awareness Week, is for anyone that is watching it that has potentially just gone through what we've gone through, or similar to what we've gone through. And to say to you, look, we're like I said, 2.5 years, nearly 3 years on from losing Henry, and our lives have got better. And every day that goes by, it gets a little bit easier. We think about him every single day. You know, we talk about him around the kids. Arthur talks about him all the time. If we ever do anything as a family, I don't know, like we ever say, oh, we're going to play a game, whose team's who on, and Arthur's got to pick the teams, he'll always say, Henry's on my team, and stuff like that, which is amazing. And I want him to grow up always remembering him and always talking about him. And he's always involved. We haven't forgotten about him, but we've managed to build a life beyond that, and managed to carry on, and managed to get by. And I know that in that moment when those things happen, you feel like there is no way out of it, and you feel like deeper down than you've ever been in your life. Like in that moment, I felt horrendous. I didn't know how to get out of it. I was in like a dark hole. And I think as well, I was very fortunate. We were very fortunate we had Arthur, so that made things, I think, a little bit easier for us. And we were very fortunate then to go on and have another baby, which, you know, the pregnancy of Maggie, the whole 9 months in itself was another stressful time, and wasn't an easy time to go through. I also think that because I had changed my lifestyle, got into fitness, looked after myself and that kind of stuff, that I was in a bit of a better place to cope with that. If I had been the person that I maybe was 9 years before, someone that would drink a lot, do other stuff, maybe a bit reckless, I think I would have struggled a whole lot more to cope with that, because turning to maybe drink would have been my coping mechanism. And don't get me wrong, after we lost Henry, I drink a little bit, but I'm not a big drinker anymore. And I think if I was, then that could have been a slippery slope with that side of things. But one of the main reasons I wanted to talk about in this vlog and on World Mental Health Day is one of the biggest things I found that helped me was talking to people. You know, talk to all my clients about it. At the beginning, the hardest people to talk to, and I think this is kind of a bit of a man thing, the hardest people to talk to about it would have been the people closest to me, like Katie, like my family, because my point of view was I found it very difficult seeing them upset about it. And that's why I found it very difficult to talk to them about it, because I didn't like seeing them upset. But I've learned over that time that talking about things is incredibly important, and it's the first step to getting it out of yourself, letting people know how you feel. And that's why when I felt like I couldn't talk about it, I started writing a blog, Don't Forget About Dad blog, where I basically just wrote our experience down. And it was like, if I haven't opened up to you, you could go and read that blog and you can see how I'm feeling. And gradually, as the years have gone by, I can open up and talk about those things. And I've realised it's important to. Doing stuff like this is important as well, because this makes me feel better, because something positive might come out of this, because me sharing my experience might help somebody else. And that makes my journey through that grief easier, knowing that your experience could possibly be helping someone else get through theirs. And that was why I wanted to talk about this today, because I just wanted to say, if you are watching this and if you are struggling, if you have lost a baby, if you are grieving, that you've just got to get through each day. Tick those days off. And although you feel like your life will never be the same again, which in some case it won't be, like our life will never be the same again. As we go through the years, we'll always have this son who, when he turns 18, when he should have gone to university, when, you know, all these different milestones that we will miss out on, that will tear my heart out as the years go by. But I promise you, with each day that goes by, you just get through another day and you keep going, that things do get easier and life returns to some form of normal, and that you still can make a life past all of that stuff. And that's why I just wanted to share that with you guys on today's daily vlog, because it's World Mental Health Day, it's Baby Loss Awareness Week, and one of the positive things that come from me opening up through the blogs, through Instagram, was that we met a lot of people who had been through the same things. So then we started to make friends within that community, which is not a community you necessarily want to be part of because you've all got this tragedy in common. However, if I hadn't opened up about those things, I never would have met those people. And then those people, they'll message me every now and again and say, how are you doing? And they'll support you. And it's just an amazing things happen when you open up. And that's why I wanted to get that message out there, that as time goes by, it gets easier. So it's just me and Mags chilling at home this evening. We're watching Disney Channel. She's polishing off her curry. He's looking to poach food as always. Anything that drops on the floor, he'll clean it up. I've already had my curry. So Katie's gone to see her new baby nephew this evening. So it's just me and Maggie for the evening. Chilling, watching a film. Like I said, just had dinner. Walked down to the corner shop with her earlier. She fell asleep in the buggy. And got some like little treats for her, got some stuff for me, got a can of Monster for my pre-workout, and I was supposed to grab a couple of beers because I fancy a beer this evening and I forgot them, and now I'm like, I don't want to get her in the car and go down there again, but I really want one. Get her in the buggy and walk down there again, I don't know. The run went well today. However, the one, you know, I recorded it all on Strava. Normally I use my Apple Watch, but I can't find the charger to it ever since we came back from Cornwall, even though I'm 99.9% sure I actually packed it, and I think we've actually lost it since we got home. So I actually haven't worn my Apple Watch since, and I need to order another one. Just got to order it. Don't know why I haven't. But anyway, so I did 2.61 miles, which I think is 4 point something kilometers, in 21 minutes. So that's not too bad. I don't actually think that's far off my 5k time, which was like 24 or 25 minutes before I hurt my ankle. So my ankle felt pretty good. It did feel like stiffer than normal. I couldn't run at as fast a pace as I normally would like to, but I was pretty happy with that. And afterwards my foot's felt fine, it hasn't been aching. Then we went for a walk after that, down to the corner shop, got some bits, came back, she fell asleep, so she had a little sleep for an hour, and then we went down into the studio and did a little workout, just something quick, full body. No sort of cardio involved because obviously I'd already been for a run today. But the run was kind of as well to kind of kill two birds with one stone, like I said, to take the dog and see how my ankle was. So it's kind of like it tired him out. He was absolutely whacked afterwards because it's been a while since we've done a little run like that. So now, just going to chill out. I've got some Bourneville buttons. Maggie's got some white chocolate buttons which I bought her down the shop, and I'm still undecided whether I'm going to go and going to get a couple of beers yet or not. Might rustle through the cupboards again just to double check that I haven't got any. But apart from that, that is the end of today's vlog.